Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 has finished, Micah. And me and you are going to have a conversation about the show. Welcome back to Podzilla. I'm Jasha.
I'm Micah.
This is Micah.
It's me. Micah with an M for Monarch. I've joined the core.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that how your name came to be? Okay. There's some timey-wimey through Access Monday. Our parents learnt about Monarch and then named you Micah with the intent of the M standing for Monarch.
Yeah. I am the origin of all.
They were talking to you through a phone,
Through a little quantum phone.
through a quantum phone.
Access Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh,
Access Monday
Access
is also capital
Monday.
M for Micah. It's all connected.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Monsterverse?
Oh,
Capital M.
it's all coming together.
Have you heard of your favorite kaiju Manila?
What?
It was all me.
Really? It goes that far back.
It goes even further.
And I was called after the one, the only Jet Jaguar.
It's true.
My boy.
So nice to use the J twice.
Yeah, my boy. Podzilla. This is a show. We've watched through every single Godzilla movie. We've done some crazy little side quests on the way. For the past season, we've been watching different types of monster movies, themed. Watched the movies that our listeners have picked for us to watch. But we're rounding things off this season by going back to where it all started, finishing Godzilla content that we hadn't gotten around to catching yet.
You know what's so funny? I was going to say I'd fear for anybody who this is their first episode, but this is the second part of Monarch, the TV show.
No one's...
So I think we can assume that everybody here is an already established P fan.
Yep.
You're one of the OGs.
You're one of the OGs if you're listening to this.
So we can cut through all that corn in the field and get straight to business.
Yeah, this episode actually isn't about Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2. It's about, specifically, Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, Episodes 6 through 10.
Yeah.
So get ready, guys. Buckle up. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm actually stoked that we were able to do, because we haven't done many things like this before where we've tried to keep up to speed with a TV show while it's happening.
This just finished on the weekend.
I was right. I was there, man.
We were there.
And it's been fun immediately after watching it, hopping online and seeing some discourse about it.
You saw some discourse.
I saw some discourse. I was on Blue Sky the other day. I don't follow many Godzilla accounts on Blue Sky, but out of the blue, I saw someone...
Out of the blue sky.
Out of the blue sky.
Yeah.
I saw Mothra. And I also saw, capital M, by the way. I also saw just someone doing a post being really impressed with a scene in Monarch where two different scenes from two episodes sync up if you overlap them over each other.
Really?
Which we'll talk about when we get into the episode proper.
Okay.
But I think, I don't know what the commercial state of this show has been, whether the reception's been very great or not.
I don't know anyone else apart from you, Micah, that has been watching Monarch.
I don't know anyone apart from us who knows what Monarch is.
No one in the Discord, I don't think, let alone my real friends. They're talking about, hey, we've been watching Daredevil. I've been watching this show, that show. And I'm like, hey, guys, Monarch finale.
Little movie night, Monarch?
It's not going to happen. They're not watching Monarch. But I hope it gets a good reception. And like you were saying, I saw heaps of stuff online as soon as it finished. There were a couple of surprise monsters that showed up. We'll get into it very soon.
A couple?
Maybe a singular surprise appearance in the last episode. But as soon as I finished that episode, I was able to go online and people were theorizing if it was the same Titan that we'd seen before, or if it was a different type. And it was cool to just be in the thick of it.
Now, especially coming off the heels of our last episode about it, we had some little theories about what was going to happen.
We had a lot of theories.
And I'm so, you finished it before me and we had a knowing look one of the nights that I saw you. And I was hoping that one of our big theories would be confirmed. And it kind of was, but it wasn't really. And it didn't go the way I thought it would.
There was some timey-wimey stuff, and we'll get into it because it's probably my favorite part of the season. But yeah, it didn't get as crazy as I hoped it would have been, as they should have gone, maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, a lot of questions for the future of the Monsterverse. At least for our characters here.
The Monsterverse will never be the same. What's the quote? The future of the power...
Defend and
the power dynamic in the Monsterverse is about to shift. Is that it?
What was that from?
The Black Adam tagline?
Oh my gosh, yeah. What was the end post credits for that movie?
Do you never see Black Adam?
No.
Dude, Black Adam was about the Justice Society of America, Micah. And they're all trying to stop Black Adam, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who was
Is he
bad
connected
guy.
to Shazam?
I think in the comics he definitely is, but Dwayne made him his own dude who is just,
he would.
Just so crazy,
Just
powerful.
like he made Maui his own dude.
You've seen that Moana trailer with live action Maui with The Rock? We'll get into that later. But yeah, the after credits was him meeting Superman and Superman being like, I felt something shifting. I thought we should talk.
I felt the power dynamic in the DCEU starting to shift.
And that was the last time Henry Cavill appeared. So
what
crazy.
A way to go out.
So crazy.
Gosh, imagine your last movie in the series that you're spearheading being Black Adam.
And you're like showing up to just say, hey, you and me were the same. And it's Black Adam.
Gosh, he knew it was about to fall off.
We needed James Gunn.
You know what?
We needed James Gunn.
I am never in my life have I been more excited for what Henry Cavill's going to do next.
Is it a Warhammer movie?
It's a Warhammer 50K movie that he's, I think,
or a show
executive producing, but he's like acting as one of the main space marines.
I've never been more excited as to what Henry Cavill's doing.
But also
Warhammer, and he might be a space marine. It might be a movie.
All that stuff, but also the Cosmere stuff that's in the works.
There's no way he's going to be in Brandon Sanderson's movies or shows.
He is absolutely going to be in.
So?
I don't think he'll be in the Stormlight Archives. I think he's going to be a big character in Mistborn. Yeah.
What's his name? Who do you think he'll be? I don't know any Mistborn characters.
I think he's going to play either Marsh
okay.
or the Lord Ruler.
Marsh is another M.
Marsh is another M, and so is Mistborn. It's all. I now own the letter M.
Yeah.
Only the capital, not the lowercase.
Michael, what else have you been doing? Because you have taken 2 weeks off. You wrapped up your show where you were an alternate for the lead and part of the ensemble.
Yeah.
You took 2 weeks off work.
Dude, here's what happened. This is my 4th year working in my job.
Wow.
Congratulations. I've been burnt out the past several months. That, along with the show in which I was understudying / alternating for the lead male, plus being in the ensemble and having to learn dances and songs all the other nights, plus just having busy life with podcast stuff and busy evenings, I am ashamed to say, everybody who knows and follows me on Backlogged or Backlogged,
on Backlogged, Letterboxd,
on Backlogged, Letterboxd, Goodreads,
Margins,
mezzanine. I truly haven't been able to like have the time to play any games or read any books in the past month and a bit. So this couple weeks of annual leave I took has just been bliss. Getting back into all the things I cherish and love. I've been playing Final Fantasy again, Jay.
He's back, guys.
Brings a tear to my eye.
He's back.
Gotten knees deep into the new Slay the Spire game.
Slay the Spire.
What can you tell me about that game?
I can tell you that the second one just came out.
Yeah.
And
That's good, man.
It's getting terrible reviews
That's
because
not true.
Chinese players are upset about how they put some sort of system in place to stop them from getting overpowered.
Is that true?
Apparently, I think it's mostly negative, its reviews on Steam at the moment.
Is that true?
China's upset, Micah.
Man, how dare
That's all I know about Slay the Spire.
Put a level cap for the Chinese players.
That's all I know about Slay the Spire is China's not happy about it, but I'm glad you are.
How do you know this? Oh my gosh, mostly negative 38%. What is this?
I check out new games on Steam. I'm a Steam connoisseur.
Yeah,
Connoisseur?
you can be a connoisseur.
I'm a Steam connoisseur. I look at what's coming up. I look at what's been
currently going.
I look at what's about to be. And I saw Slay the Spire 2 there, and I was like, oh, should I buy this? And then I saw you had already bought it, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy it, but I'm probably never going to play it because China hates it.
Who's Doormaker? Everybody's just, oh my gosh. Everybody is just saying, hey, the bosses are good, but every time we come to the Doormaker, we die. But then people are saying that it's fantastic. I've fought the Doormaker.
Have you been playing Slay the Spire or Slay the Spire 2?
2.
Oh.
It's basically the first game, but they added multiplayer to it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's playing some noise. But it's a very, very good game.
Okay.
Maybe that's a game I can listen to audiobooks to. Hey. Look, all I can say, people saying it's too punishing. People are saying, does anybody have a history of playing a game? Devs ruin the game. I don't like the Doormaker. The new Doorman boss does. Oh my gosh.
Devs and the Doorman both disliked.
I can't see any Chinese reviews though.
Whoa.
Oh, nope, I found one. I'm going to Google Translate this and see what it says.
Yeah, please. This is important stuff.
We've got time to spare because it's only our established P fans who are listening to this episode.
Yeah.
We're not going to lose any listeners.
Everyone already expects us to babble on for half an hour. Maybe we'll do 40 minutes.
Hey,
maybe we'll do 50.
So help me if this is Doorman.
Okay. Please give us the Chinese review.
I read it verbatim from Google Translate. Anthony, are you fighting between your big dick and your little brain?
Wow. I often do.
That's me rocking up to Magic Night.
Big dick, little brain.
That's me rocking up to the pod, dunking on the other players.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. All to say, I'm not planning on doing another show for a little while, so I've got more free time. And even today, I just cleaned my room, set up a little space on my bookshelf as like my magic section.
Guys,
put all my big dicks. Not my little brains on there. I was looking at my Godzilla figurines.
Wow.
And I felt a little glimmer of joy in my heart.
Let's give it up for Micah, guys. 4 years into his job, finally finding time to clean his room. Wow. Proud of you, man. You been reading again? You've just been gaming. I've been gaming.
You haven't been reading much more. I've started Babel.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
R.F. Kuang. It's a fantasy book, but the fantasy is if there was magic in like 19 or 1800s Oxford.
Huh. That sounds cool.
I'm like 10 pages into it.
You've been idle slaying?
I'm still idle slaying, man. I could go on for hours, but I won't. I'll hold myself back.
Okay.
What's up with you? What have we been getting into?
I also know that you've been watching some movies because, and I need to bring this up. Dude, I need to bring this up, Micah, because our Discord was setting me alight. I was getting flamed once again. The bi-weekly trial of Geisha as I walk through the streets and get tomatoes thrown in my face. There were screenshots shared of my Letterboxd activity feed.
Yeah.
Because I was going through the last couple of weeks and I was deleting things from my watch list. I was adding things to my watch list because there was so much junk in there that I was like, I'm never going to see this. Then I wanted to add new things to it for the purpose of potentially watching them with you.
Yeah.
Because we have started.
We've started a new thing.
We've started a new thing, guys, because
not for the podcast.
Not for the
just for me and Jay.
Just for us. But often, me and you only watch movies if it's A, for Podzilla, or B, a new release at the movies.
Yeah. It's a very rare occasion which we're able to actually just sit down in a room nowadays and watch a non-Godzilla or non-monster movie.
Yeah.
Monster with a capital M. Movie with a capital M.
capital M movies. And there's so many like classics. I mean, you've never seen them. We're like, we should watch that one day, but we never get around to it. So we've started a thing where like every once in a while, you come around here, we shuffle our Letterboxd watch lists and we just watch whatever's at the top of the watch list. Because Letterboxd has this feature where I've got 900 plus movies in there and I can click shuffle.
How do you see how many movies are in your watch list?
I think you need to look at it on the web potentially.
Oh no, I've got 285 on mine.
There you go.
Let me see how many you've got on yours.
I did clean it up. I got it under 1,000. I've been using Letterboxd for.
She's got 821 on his watch list.
That's pretty good. It was over 1,000.
That's really good. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool feature where you can kind of just shuffle and randomly get something you want to watch to pop up. And we've done it once, but we're going to do it again tonight potentially.
Yeah, it's just fun because I remember days when you were still living at our parents' place, and I'd come around to your room, and we'd chuck on Netflix and have the classic problem of like actually scrolling for an hour, and then randomly settling on a movie like Age of Adeline, and it being really meh.
Man, we watched so many
with Harrison Ford. Do you remember this?
The twist in Age of Adeline. Secret Window.
Secret Window.
We watched Sing Street. We discovered a lot of good movies through that.
A lot of good movies.
Of near ones.
But this is just now. I think now with us having more focused taste,
connoisseurs,
us becoming real auteurs.
Yeah.
In our fields, it's just a fun way of slowly getting through our watch lists. And like it happens every time I go through watching a bunch of movies, like we did with the Oscars. Like I love watching movies, but I feel like it's never something that I'm jumping at the chance to do when I've got free time just for myself. Mm-hmm. But it's happening more. Jaysha, I haven't put it on Letterboxd. You're the first to know this.
Wow.
I watched Princess Mononoke finally.
You watched another. You watched multiple movies this week.
I watched one movie this week at home.
Capital M Mononoke. What did you think? It's my favorite Studio Ghibli.
It's surprising. I found it was good.
I love the imagery.
Amazing,
I love the crazy monsters. I love how bloody it is. There are times when the dude's shooting his bow and arrow and he's hitting someone's arm and their arm just gets ripped off and falls to the ground.
Yeah, and like the opening 15 minutes, you see this a village getting raided by attackers. Our protagonist takes out his bow and arrow, shoots an arrow, and it just slices off one of their heads.
Oh, it's so good.
I sat up in my seat being like, oh, this isn't...
Oh, it's so good.
The power dynamic in the Ghibli universe has changed. It's shifted.
About to change. Dude, that's awesome. Because we shuffled our watch lists last week and we watched a movie called Angel's Egg, which was another anime.
This was wild. Yeah, so
it's pretty good.
I knew this because one of the art directors, I think the art director, did a lot of like the old Final Fantasy art, but also it came from the same studio that did Ghost in the Shell. Just some of that really crazy out there, almost what you'd associate with like Neon Evangelion style, like just crazy. I don't even know how you describe it. It's like sort of dystopian,
spiritual in a way.
Yeah, verging on the edge of like post-apocalyptic cyberpunk. And crazy for a movie like that, which is an hour and a half, I think.
Hour 10 minutes. Literally like a couple lines of dialogue, just all vibes and animation. It was great.
And it was just so cool seeing a movie like that, which is so much pride in what it does. There are scenes when like you'll just be watching an image of characters sleeping and it'll stay on one frame for like a solid minute.
For an eternity.
It's breaking unwritten rules of animation that you just didn't know existed.
Yeah, that was good. So please, everyone in the Discord, it's for a purpose. I'm not going crazy.
What were they lambasting you for?
I'm not for adding movies to my watch list.
For adding movies?
Yes.
Who's keeping so close an eye on you that they're...
Thank you. Micah, please call them out.
I'm standing up for you here.
Call them out. Is a guy not allowed to want to watch movies? Am I not allowed to love movies? Am I not allowed to engage in being a cinephile?
How dare a man have passions?
Oh, come on.
How dare a man have sinful passions like adding movies to his watch list?
If that's my only vice, you know?
You've lived a good life if that's what everybody's pointing to as your problem.
I was also getting flamed, and I'll call him out by name. Rich Jette.
Oh, no, not again.
Of the Podzilla wrap-up show was tagging me. Jaysha has not watched a sword and sorcery movie this week. What happened to Jaysha's sword and sorcery journey?
You're doing one a week for the entire year.
Yeah, right? I was... Yeah,
you're not backing out now.
The kind of unwritten rule was like 52 sword and sorcery movies in a year, which averages out to like one a week.
He's going to pull a Micah and watch 40 movies in 1 week in December.
I'm a couple weeks behind, but I decided to do a random impromptu watch party in the Discord last weekend.
I was wondering, I woke up from like a real long sleep and just saw you hosting a watch party in this Discord. We hadn't talked about it. I'm like, did I miss a memo here or something?
No, I wanted to put a stop to the accusations. And we just watched a movie called The Sword and the Sorcerer. Doesn't get more sword and sorcery than The Sword and the Sorcerer. And it was an absolute blast. Just crazy. Just shirtless dudes getting crucified by the strength of their own might, ripping themselves off the crucifix, nails out of their hands, people ripping their flesh off and showing that they're demons, their fleshy insides, they're demons the whole time. Swords that
put that demon away.
Dude, there's some freaky stuff. Swords that shoot blades as guns.
Wait, what?
It's a sword,
Swords
but
that
it shoots blades like it's like a sword, but there's there's like 5 blades, and it shoots each blade like it's ammo in a gun. It was so good. We had such a good time. So I'd love to do more random little movie nights in the Discord. So if you're not on our Discord, join it. Links in the show notes.
If you're watching the part 2 episode of Monarch with a capital M,
Yeah.
join the Discord.
Why am I? All you guys are P fans, but if you haven't already, there's the announcements channel in our Discord, and I've added a few new like emoji reactions. So if you want to be notified whenever there's a watch party, or be notified whenever the wrap up show goes live, or be notified whenever we do any tabletop games, which we're doing more and more of, react, because there's heaps happening in there.
Yo, Simon McCordendale plays Micah in that movie.
Yeah, that was
With a capital M, I might add.
this was a case of me shuffling my sword and sorcery list, and this being the top movie, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch this in the Discord. And one of the main characters was called Micah, and it was Mikah.
Crazy.
That was crazy. And then after I watched that, the same day, I randomly put on another movie, and there was another Micah in it. I can't even remember what that was.
Dude, I'm looking in the cast here. There's also a character called Young Micah in this movie as well. That's 3 Micahs in 2 movies.
Well, so you were there in spirit, Micah. You were there in spirit. Let's give a shout out to our Odo Island patrons: Connor, Frogurt, Nerkles, Michael, Rich, Jacob, Sean, Ron, Matt, Emma, JB Mason, and Sci-Fi Critic. Thank you guys so much. That's the top tier of our Patreon. We appreciate you guys and all our Infant Island. We have a couple of Skull Island supporters. I see you guys. Thank you so much. You can head on over to patreon.com/Podzilla, and there's a few different tiers. Gives you access to bonus episodes and a whole lot of extra stuff. We've got some fun stuff before the end of the season that you guys will be able to engage with. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, Micah,
Anything else?
Are you ready to get into your namesake, Monarch Legacy of
Monarch
Monsters?
with a capital M.
Season 2, episodes 6 through 10?
Yeah, dude.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Directed by Matt Shackman with a capital M, might I add. It's all coming together.
Co-created by Matt Fraction.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. It's meant to be.
Mint. Capital M. Mint to be yours. Capital M. Sorry, I'll let you go. I'll let you go at it. You might actually have to do some editing this episode.
Oh, no, I'm not going to. Season 2 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters continues as Kintaro spirals after losing his father Hiroshi, and ends up making an unexpected little alliance with Isabel Simmons. That's right, the daughter of Apex CEO Walter Simmons. You know him, you love him, Mikey. You're a big Walter Simmons fan. I know that as soon as that name drop happened, you were like, oh yeah, Walter, I know that guy.
I did.
I can picture his face.
It happened. I looked him up on Google. I said, yes, I remember this guy.
Kintaro has the hopes, and he's teaming up with Isabel because he hopes to somehow maybe use the crazy timey-wiminess of Axis Mundi to bring his father back.
That's a totally original idea.
Yeah.
Isabel has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
She's not coercing him into anything.
Yeah.
She's blameless. This is purely his idea.
Purely his idea. Meanwhile, the rest of our core characters all kind of like split up for a bit. Lee reunites with an old friend. I can't remember that old friend's name, but it's someone that we saw in the flashback episodes, and now he's in the present day.
Dude, his name was...
You have to read his name. You don't know this guy's name. Don't pretend like you know his name.
No, but they said it, and I said, man, that's an American name. Wasn't Duho.
Something like that. Yeah, let's call him Duho. Lee reunites with Duho, and he tries to make a phone call to Godzilla, but instead accidentally calls the younger version of himself while he was stuck in Axis Mundi. It's crazy. Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell, Duho also there.
That's not his name.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. Meanwhile, Kate and Keiko test Kate's connection with Titan X. They do some crazy stuff with the water. They have some random device that transcribes the transcriber. There's some sort of name for the device.
Don't call it the transcriber.
Pretty sure that's what it was called.
That feels wrong.
And then May, she finally switches from Apex back to Monarch, and she's trying to push our pal Tim into helping save Titan X. Eventually, it's revealed that Titan X is looking for a place to nest, and Titan X lays an egg before it's swiftly stolen by Isabel Simmons and Kentaro during a short-lived Titan X Godzilla battle, and it's taken to none other than Skull Island. There, all our characters converge, and Titan X has to do battle once more, but this time it's a rematch against Kong, baby. Kate gets all up in the middle of it, and together, all our protagonists save Titan X and her egg and safely hide them away in Axis Mundi. Yay! Keiko, Kate, and May all get made official members of Monarch, joining Tim down in the office basement, and Lee goes globetrotting to try and track Isabel and Kentaro's next moves, which leads him straight into a big old volcano with none other than Rodan bathing inside of it. Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, Part 2. I'm not even going to try and work that in. Monarch. And now
The
they
sun
truly
rises
are.
for Monarch Season 2.
Where's the Legacy of Monsters? Where's the Part 2?
Yeah, it's harder than it sounds, harder than it seems.
Thank you.
Everybody give Jay a round of applause for doing that. He's a champ.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot happened in 5 episodes.
Yeah. Dr. Suzuki. Zook.
Who's Suzuki?
Zook.
Who's Zook?
That's the dude.
Oh,
That's Duho.
it wasn't Duho.
Duho, it's Zook.
Zook. That is a cool name. How did I forget about Zook?
I'm looking at the wiki. Dr. Kosaku Suzuki.
Suzuki, that's right.
Zook.
Man, what a name. Micah, this half a season, these 5 episodes, dude, started off with Kong scratching his butt back on Skull Island, and I knew I was locked in from the get-go.
It's probably a very natural place to talk about it because we had the first half of the season where, gosh, what are they doing? I've forgotten what most of the first half of the season is, honestly.
Well, I'd say the first half of the season was very Kate-focused. It was Kate and her connection with Titan X, and everyone figuring out what this new creature is, them getting out of Axis Mundi at the start of it and then going straight into figuring out what's going on with Titan X. Very Kate-focused. And this one starts off, and from episode 6 onwards, it feels like the focus seems to be more on Kentaro as opposed to Kate.
Yeah.
That first episode, or episode 6, is Kentaro on Skull Island, like doodling Kong and catching up with his dad.
Me for real.
While everyone else is in Axis Mundi. And we kind of see his perspective and how close he got with his father. I don't know what the dude was doing just running through Skull Island. Because we've seen how many monsters are there. We've seen how many creatures. You take a step into Skull Island, you've got crazy centipedes rolling past you and birds flying off something trying to drag you up into the top of the trees.
Yeah, but that's when they knew about the attraction to sunscreen.
Oh, yeah?
They've fixed that now.
Because he's just running through. He's like just holding up the huge electric fence with a little stick.
Yeah, he is a bad boy for doing this. It's actually cool seeing this. I remember on our last chat about it, one of the big things we said is that Kentaro just felt really neglected this season.
Kentaro sucked. I hated this guy.
It felt especially like with Hiroshi, his father, being in the show and him being the main connection point to what's been happening over the past couple of years. He took a step back and he was quite overshadowed in most senses of the word. But having him and his connection to his dad be severed, and him naturally having to take up not just for his emotional connection for his dad and his relationship with Kate, but also he throughout the past couple of years, Hiroshi has been the person who has been kind of spearheading the efforts for keeping Kong in check and kind of running a lot of Monarch while everybody's been gone. So it makes sense that he's doing something now, and it's finally being talked about.
It was because the episode previous to that, Hiroshi died.
Yes.
And instantly we cut to like Kentaro and Hiroshi having a moment on Skull Island. And it was very like set up. The only thing they were saying was Hiroshi was like, hey, Kentaro, I never told you before, but there was a brief period of time when I went into Axis Mundi.
What?
And Kentaro's like, well, you never told me. Why didn't you tell me this? And then that's all that we see of Hiroshi. It's
No,
just like,
he also gave Kentaro a bear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, very, very clear setup there.
Very set up for Kintaro's kind of goal for the rest of the season. He's drinking, he's spiraling because of losing his dad, and then finds Isabel Simmons,
who has just found him purely for no reasons of her own. She just wanted a person to chat to.
She's just
her
a
dad
good
is
girl.
Walter Simmons, founder of Apex,
but she doesn't like
she's using her startup money for her own reasons.
I always knew Amber Midthunder, the actress's name. I always knew she was in this. She's the lead in Prey.
There you go. I'd seen a few things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything with her in, but she felt so familiar to me.
She's really good in that. And I knew she was coming in this season. So I completely forgot about it by the time I saw her. But it is quite an awkward, weird like insertion. You know what else is really weird? Cliff Curtis just disappears.
So I started off this season, and for some reason I had convinced myself that either... Oh, what was the other lady that he was working with?
The Apex lady that again is just kind of forgotten about.
I sincerely thought that one of those two had died in the last episode and like just had like their body ripped apart by Titan X or something. And the fact that none of them show up until the second to last episode where the girl shows up in prison.
Yeah.
Monarch's holding her captive. And then Cliff Curtis shows back up for like 2 scenes.
There's a scene, and we'll get into it. It's a pretty cool sequence. It's the Titan X Godzilla fight. And Cliff Curtis is just on the beach, and it kind of looks like he was stepped on, kind of doesn't. And you just don't see him again. And no one acknowledges his character. Yeah. Nothing at all changes because of his character not being there anymore. It's kind of just like unnecessary character. You don't even know if he dies. It doesn't even matter.
It's so funny whenever there's anybody a part of Monarch in the show, apart from Tim, whenever there's anybody who's a part of Monarch that ends up dying, they're just immediately replaced by someone else.
Because
I swear we've had like
Monarch, he wasn't even Apex. He was just like a dude.
He was just a military dude. But I feel like Monarch has gone through like 4, what do you call them? Captains, generals, and they've just been replaced and replaced and replaced. Oh, I swear there are so many characters because wasn't the whole of season 1 Tim was teamed up with somebody?
It was Tim, and I think there was another girl. Yeah,
what happened to the girl?
Yeah, who knows?
Oh my gosh!
But they were tracking down Kate and Kintaro initially.
Yeah,
to like find the legacy of Monarch.
To find, yeah,
it is very. I don't know. Yeah, again, even though that's the core focus on the show, I find it very hard to care about any of these characters. What I was really excited by...
Any of these characters.
What I was really excited by, Mike, is we do still get flashback stuff. And it isn't like linear flashback. It's not continuing on just from them like finding Titan X in the past up to present day. It kind of jumps around a little bit. But I liked that. It was like each episode was focusing on a different aspect. We did get the fallout of the Titan X mission when Keiko and Lee hooked up while, I forget his name, Bill was away. We get the fallout with Lee like reassigning himself straight away and leaving Monarch and then eventually coming back. But I liked how that was used. I think it was used like all they can do with it kind of. So I'm still interested to see where this goes from here.
Well, they ended up finding smart ways to have reasons to bring flashbacks in as well. One of the plot points later on is that obviously there's like a 2-year period between that ending where, now I'm having to remember all the names. Keiko ends up going into Axis Mundi. Bill is left alone, having to try and find these little rifts to try and find her. But there's like a 2-year period between that and Kong Skull Island. Yeah. And we see a little bit more of that journey of his where we have like a bearded Bill, professor at university.
It's only supposed to be a couple of years off turning into John Goodman, and I'm not sure I see it. But I don't really see it. A bit more there.
But we see a little period of him like trying to gather the materials and the people to make his own trip to Kong Skull Island. So they're still finding good reasons to have flashbacks, and I think it comes to a head in it's either episode 7 or 8, which is like the big one with Lee.
Yeah. I mean. And this is what we were waiting for something to happen for the past to what do we call it? Intersect?
Interweave.
Quantum
with the
weaving.
present.
we were waiting for stuff to cross over, and we knew it was going to happen. And this is probably something I didn't like as well about this season or this later half. All the characters are just doing their own thing for some reason. Like Lee randomly just gets the idea, hey, we're going to call Godzilla and I'm not going to tell anyone else about this, but I've got a plan. I'm going to open a rift. I'm going to call Godzilla out and then he'll go and stop Titan X. And he recruits Duho. What's his name? Zook. He recruits Zook.
Hey, Zook.
And it's just these two old men playing with tech they do
really
not understand. They do not even know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think, and I'll talk about it later because it's one of my big things about the entire season as a whole. But not only does it give everybody different little threads to follow, but a lot of the threads feel quite meaningless, like Kentaro's earlier on when he meets Isabel. He just has like a whole episode where nothing really happens with him. But at the same time, it all feels like it's making them all antagonists to each other.
No one's like working together.
No, when Karasa Lee Shaw goes on his little mission, like he has a falling out with Keiko and Kate and the entire rest of them.
Yep.
And there are multiple scenes where they're all just butting heads with each other. And
they're all just working on their completely different plans to try and stop Titan X. You've got Keiko and Kate trying to understand it and let her roam free and let her go back to the harmony of nature. And then you've got Kentaro and Isabel kind of using it for nefarious purposes. And then you've got Lee who just wants to get Godzilla to stop Titan X.
Because, yeah, if we, with our main three cast of characters, like you said, Kate now has this like psychic connection with Titan X.
Which is never like explained.
Never fully explained the origins of that.
Yeah.
I think at the end of episode 5, they just had like a stare down in the village. And I think, who knows, that connected them somehow.
Now she just vibrates, ripples water in the
Ripples water.
She puts her foot in the ocean.
Just imagine if you hear me out. You became a superhero. You had rippling powers. What would you do? How would you save people?
Hey, Professor Xavier, my mutant gene makes me whenever I touch water, it just ripples a little bit like
What would you
Jurassic
call
Park.
yourself?
The Rippler. It's right there. The Rippler. Yeah, it's just so, there's a line.
A kid's drowning. How would you save them?
Dude, I would ripple that water enough.
I'd
A sonic
that water
ripple.
so hard.
A quantum ripple to be seen by lifeguards the world over. It was the transducer. They're using the transducer and they're trying to transduce the rippling into signals that they can analyze. And it's moments like this. We just get a scene of them saying, I'm going to transduce this and use the transducer and I'm going to analyze this to make sure that we get the signals from the what's it. And you've got Lee just being like, oh yeah, Zook, can you press that and then this will do this and then we'll break through into the, and then we'll, it's just nonsense. Tech gobbledygook of these old people just not even knowing what they're doing.
I just love, like, we've got this cool, we're kind of dancing around it a little bit, but we've got this cool little confrontation that happens with Lee Shaw.
Because they don't find Godzilla.
And it just happens on like the side of a cliff with nothing else there.
You don't even know where they are.
No.
I'm sure it's probably name dropped, but they're just randomly in like in a jungle.
They're going off to try and call Godzilla. We've got May, who has an on-again, off-again relationship with Apex. And what does she do here? Trying to be a friend to Kentaro. Doesn't really happen.
Then she teams up with Tim. And it's like both of them like...
And honestly, Tim's probably the person with the best intentions this entire season.
He is. Tim becomes like a badass in these last couple episodes.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk about Lee.
Well, yeah, we finally get with the kaiju phone, the Titan zone, the kaiju phone to the Titan zone. Lee figures out a device that'll let him break through into Access Mundi, break through a rift. And he's originally trying to use it to wake Godzilla up through the rift to get him to pass through and back into our world because Godzilla hangs out at Access Mundi.
Yep, because Titan X is a problem and he's a monster and the only way for Earth to survive is for it to be killed, which Godzilla can do.
Yeah, that's his plan. But it doesn't work and he starts hearing himself, but the younger version of himself on the other side of this phone. And he starts talking to himself when he was back in the past and first got stuck in Access Mundi. And yeah, it's Kurt Russell talking to Wyatt Russell. But what's really interesting about this is it feels like they're changing time, or like not changing time, but changing reality with their interaction. Because we've never before heard or been given any inkling that Kurt Russell's Lee remembers talking to himself when he was younger, or that he ever saw Keiko when he was younger in Access Mundi. We never given that, but by him talking to himself when he was younger and trying to get himself to put a tracker onto Titan X in the past in Access Mundi to make the tracker appear on Titan X in the future, he like changes reality. It shifts reality a bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a timey-wimey-esque piece of media that I can associate it with. But it's very much a case of this, it feels like it didn't happen before.
Yeah.
By him doing this, he's rewriting history to affect the future.
And it's just cool to know that's a thing, because we do just see all of a sudden a tracker is on Titan X in the present that wasn't there before.
And they very clearly say like, oh, we've suddenly locked on to...
Where did this come from?
Locked onto him.
In the middle of nowhere. But we also get something really interesting happen where young Lee accidentally stumbles upon Keiko, and they're both stuck in Access Mundi at the same time. And old Lee tells young Lee, don't go to her, because I'm in the present now and she's here and she's with her grandkids and she's safe. You don't want to change that, so don't save her now or don't go to her now. And it's really interesting because it seems like that choice actually affects reality, because there's later on in the present day when Lee confronts Keiko and he's like, I saw you there. So it like changed. So he actually did see her, and she gets upset that he didn't go to her. It's so interesting.
And then that kind of goes into Kentaro's almost little villain arc here, which isn't really a villain arc, but it goes against what every other character is doing here. His goal with Isabel is they're trying to open a rift so that they can then use the rift as their own little time travel device for personal use. And with his foreknowledge that, and it was a good setup at the start of that sixth episode, that Kentaro's dad, Hiroshi, was in Access Mundi for a 1 year, 1 day long period. He wants to go back in there, find his dad, and save his dad before he's killed.
Which this stuff gets me excited. Like Access Mundi as a time machine, like the Titans crossing through time whenever they're in there.
It doesn't really explore it too much further in that, which is a shame, because especially with what we had heard that there's a separate series spin-off with Lee Shaw, Kurt Russell heading it up, we thought there'd be a bit more of an explicit
setup for that.
I thought at the end of that episode with Shaw in Access Mundi that I keep saying it differently every time I say it. Access Mundi. I fully thought that he was going to run to Keiko and we'd have like a very explicit shift and a split in the timelines.
He's changing the future. He's changing the present. What we also got, because we were anticipating, characters are going to cross across, or people are going to go back in time, or people are going to forward in time. The closest we came to it is in the final episode when they let Titan X back through the rift and save her. We see Lee on the other side of the rift. We see young Lee.
I thought he was going to walk through.
And I thought he was going to walk through as well. And the characters see young Lee through the rift. They can't hear him, but they see him, and he obviously sees them together.
Yeah.
And is happy that he made the right decision of not going to Keiko. He says goodbye. But I really wanted something. Man.
Yeah, they played off as just a super sweet moment of Keiko being like, I can't hear what he's saying. And
I'm saying goodbye.
What are the names? Kurt and
Wyatt.
I keep mixing them up. Kurt Russell is saying like, hey, I was saying goodbye, Keiko. And then I thought they were going to kiss for a second, but they didn't, because there's an age difference now.
Yeah, it's I really love that stuff. I just wish they'd actually gone for something crazy. Yeah. I wish in the finale it wasn't a nice wrap up with a bow, and we did get like Wyatt try and like break through, or something crazy happen.
Because it's just left in a real weird position now, where there's still very clear plot threads for what they want to do for a season 3.
And I think we will get timey-wimey stuff, but it sounds like it'll be more of Kentaro going to get his dad and bringing his dad back into the present.
Yeah. And especially for the post-credits, not post-credits, but like the end of the season reveal, end of season 1, we had Kong showing up. End of season 2, we have a scene where Lee Shaw is trying to trace Kintaro and Isabel's movements and ends up going to a volcano, and we see Rodan sitting there.
Rodan looks so good. He looks so much better than he looked in King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I've missed him. And I think it's really cool that Monarch is using this show as a chance to be able to spend more time with these kaiju that have kind of been left to the sidelines. Rodan especially, because we haven't seen any of him.
No.
But with no confirmation of a season 3, I don't believe so. And still that idea of a weird spin-off with Wyatt Russell, I'm just left with a lot of questions, especially since they're still trying to keep the time travel element as a big concept for a third season.
It just keeps it sets things up, and I'm like, oh, this is where they're taking it, but then it
slightly underwhelming results.
Really nicely brings it back in, because there was a moment in the past where we see Lee Shaw's dad reassign him to a random new division without his knowledge.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool episode, but I was like, oh, this is how they're setting it up. So he's going to be reassigned, and we're going to be focusing on Lee Shaw's time away from Monarch.
Yeah.
But then he quickly just comes back into Monarch. Yeah. I dude, every time I see Wyatt Russell, I love this guy.
He might be my favorite character in this show.
Especially wearing the bright orange Showa styled spacesuit.
Yeah.
As soon as I finished Monarch, I fired up Thunderbolts straight afterwards, because I was like, I need to see.
Did you?
Yeah, I rewatched Thunderbolts because he's so good. And again, just having him act, him and his dad as the same guy, such an inspired idea.
Hot take: I think that Wyatt Russell is a more compelling Lee Shaw than Kurt Russell is.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think he's just great.
I just like we were talking about. They're all the main characters are at odds with one another, doing different plans, not talking, backstabbing, running away, meeting up. And then the end of the finale of the season is, hey, you guys, you're going to become the Monarch X-Files.
Dude, I love this scene.
You're in the basement. Tim has twisted my arm, and he's made Kate and Keiko, you're heading up this division. It's you two, Tim, and
it's a great move. You guys know that time travel is possible. We can't have this getting out. So we're putting you in the deep, dark depths of the what do they call it?
It's full on X-Files. It's you're down in the basement, but you are looking after the basement or something.
It's great.
But I'm
I want this. Give me a more episodic monster of the week,
Titan
quite
of the
literally.
Week. But I was thinking when this is all set up, none of these people work well together.
May and Tim do.
Yeah, but May has betrayed Kate 5 times in the season. Tim doesn't even know how these guys work.
No, but Keiko's going to be the glue to hold. No, I like it.
Lee's going rogue. Is he even part of the team, or is
Lee is not part of the team. Absolutely not. I like that group of 4. You've got Keiko, you've got Kate, May, who I think there's better chemistry with all of them without Kintaro there, because Kintaro has done absolutely nothing this season.
Smart idea to make him the villain, kind of?
I don't know, man.
He's on the antagonist side at the end of this season.
I'm left with a few questions and a few little gripes with the show at the moment, which my number one is they have put themselves in a really, really weird pigeonhole here with having the ability to do so many things, especially with time travel and different monsters, but then having a very specific time in which this movie is set place.
Well,
before Godzilla vs. Kong.
Before Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Before Godzilla King of the Monsters. And I feel like they can't really do anything bombastic time travel wise because the movies are already set where they are.
Or nothing time travel wise that would affect the Titans themselves.
Yeah.
Because
they were having to do some really weird workarounds to get Kong and Godzilla to never meet in this movie.
That's what was crazy, because I feel like we're almost cheated with them having Godzilla and all the promotional material, because there is a Godzilla and Titan X fight in a real brief one in a city in Japan when Kintaro's on his big night out and he runs into the streets, and then Godzilla's randomly in Japan attacking
with pink spikes, with pink scoots.
Yeah, but Titan X is there, and then it's just a dream sequence.
Yeah,
and then we see Godzilla again, but he just quickly shows up to to make sure everything's okay and to escort Titan X back into the ocean.
I love how they specifically said, hey, they're not fighting. Godzilla's just here to reassert the order and like the tiers of Titans here. And
they're only-
he chases him, starting to head towards Skull Island, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I think you have to believe that Godzilla knows about Kong.
For sure.
But just doesn't
go into
any
his
effort to go into
territory.
his territory here.
Because the Titan X and Godzilla fight we do get in the real world is in this crazy uninhabited part of Australia.
It's like a desert shore.
Had to make sure that no one saw Godzilla because he actually didn't appear before reappearing.
Yeah. You can't have any big city crushing sequences. No blocks are destroyed.
Because this is the other question that I saw online is Rodan being at the end of this season is chronologically the first time we see him in the Monsterverse. But in Godzilla King of the Monsters, he reawakens for, I believe, the first time since we saw him on like cave paintings in a completely different area on Earth.
So if there's a season 3, they kind of have to either
But is it a new Rodan?
be doing stuff with Rodan and have it super secret so that not even Monarch knows about
But
it.
is it a second Rodan? But then I feel like that would have come up in King of the Monsters.
So I feel like they're going to do, if there was a season 3, I think they'd do a bit more of a time skip. It's after King of the Monsters.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And they're having to deal with the fallout of that. Mothra, does Mothra die at the end of King of the Monsters?
Yeah, but then she comes back in X-Kong.
That's right. But then
What's the latest movie called? New Empire.
New Empire.
Because
that will give them the ability to play with Rodan and then have some scenes with Isabel setting up Mechagodzilla. Maybe. But it just feels like they're really stuck because they can't do anything too crazy. Unless they finally do some timey-wimey stuff and we finally get that Lee in the present day spin-off.
That's what I want more than anything. What do you think of the big monster fights in the second half of the season? Because we do get Titan X and Godzilla in Australia on the beach.
I was pleasantly surprised. Less so by that fight.
Yeah, I feel like both these fights, I agree the Kong versus Titan X fight was better, but especially the Godzilla Titan X fight. It was a great setup. We had the location, Titan X was laying an egg. We had Monarch on site. We had Apex on site. We had our protagonists on site. Godzilla rocks up. It would have been so easy for them to just give us...
Lee's there already plotting some way to kill.
How did he get there from Titan phoning on the other way of the other side of the world?
Yeah, the other thing, there's another sidebar here. These characters are just traveling every which way. Kintaro goes off to Thailand for a few days.
They instantly appear. I want to see the airport cut of Lee waiting at the airport, getting his plane delayed, showing up right on time.
Especially a few things with like Kate and Keiko going to the well and coming back and just having a lot of exposition talk. Yeah. Hey, I fell down in the well, but then I went through a series of caves and arrived back here, and I found out that's where all the ancestors connected to the thrill of... I
do not understand it. But like, it would have been so easy for them to just set up a fight and then just let them fight. Like, give me 5 minutes focused on the monsters of a cool Godzilla and Titan X fight. Give me 3 minutes. Give me a minute. But instead,
give me an uninterrupted minute.
5 seconds of like, Godzilla uses his atomic breath. And then it cuts to Kate. And you just see Godzilla in the background blurred fighting Titan X. And you get 5 seconds of him again deliver a punch. And then it cuts to Kintaro and spends like
Godzilla's doing a tail swipe and then Cliff Curtis yet again.
Why are we cutting to Cliff Curtis?
And again, that's just one of those weird cases where we know nothing happens to Godzilla. So he can't get damaged. Titan X has still got 4 episodes left, so she's not going to get damaged. Yeah. So you know that he's not going to be pulling off any crazy attacks.
The atomic breath he did was cool. Maybe that was what killed Cliff Curtis. I'm not too sure. He was there and then he wasn't. And I feel like the Titan X Kong fight's a bit better. Like, we do get Kong chewing down on Titan X's tentacles, and we do get some cool moments where they're getting bloodied and beaten up. But again, you've just got Kate randomly running through it And then you've got you've got Keiko like randomly driving through the battle.
No, I was actually living for this.
But I just
loved it.
A good, like, give me just 5 minutes of uninterrupted Titan action in the Monarch show, please.
Well, this is kind of what I think the Monarch show format does real well, because we've got all the movies with Godzilla and Kong and all the Titan fights, especially coming off the heels of the New Empire, where it's just like full WWE style fighting.
So you don't want it. You've had enough.
Well, I would want it. But then episode 10, we get this scene of Kate having to run between Kong and Titan X on this battlefield. And I felt like they were doing a lot of really cool parallels to her kind of origins in season 1, being this teacher having to, escort kids and get them to safety on G-Day. And they were playing a lot with like her PTSD of being in a Titan zone while there's an active fight going on. And then just all the stuff with Keiko trying to drive a Jeep around them was just hilarious, and I'm all for it. I was trying to think in my mind how, because like you wouldn't be able to. It would be so hard to drive anticipating where tentacles are going to land.
Not a single scratch on that car. That does get flipped, does it?
We played Kong Survival Instinct. I now just want a racing game where you're having to... Give me like a
moving track.
Open world game where you're having to drive between... or just get something like that in Call of Duty. That's what's going to bring me
Call
back.
of Duty Mobile.
Call of Duty Mobile in a Jeep.
Yeah, I just wish we got more uninterrupted fight scenes, but what we did get was cool. That final fight was definitely the best fight of the season.
Thinking about all the Titan v Titan fights, we get Kong Titan X at the end, Godzilla Titan X at that episode 6 or 7 sequence there. Do we get many Titan X fights?
I think there was just a real brief Titan X Kong fight at the very start.
Yeah, as they were leaving. There was a lot of near misses with them in the water. And then there was like the big destruction scene with Titan X.
There was some scarabs.
There was some scarabs. I feel like we got enough to make Titan X a very established kaiju. Yeah. I just wish that they gave her a name by the end of it.
Yeah, it still is Titan X, or I guess Kokai, the name of they called her in the
legendary.
Village.
Just give them a damn name.
Well,
please.
Now Titan X has a baby. So is the baby going to be Biollante?
Oh, you're still on this track.
Because, Micah, they've gone into Access Mundi. Maybe we won't see them until Supernova, and the baby comes out of Supernova.
Do you think they're going to link up Monarch and Supernova in any way?
After the rest of the season, I'm just like, nah, they're not even trying to link this up with anything. They're just skirting around any chance that they could link it up and make it fun.
It feels like, this is what it feels like, is that New Empire, Supernova, the mainland Godzilla movies are the Avengers movies. This is the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of it all.
It's not even the Netflix Defenders. It's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they can reference everything from the movies, but nothing is going to impact the movies in any meaningful way.
Hey guys, Walter Simmons, but what about his estranged daughter?
We knew she had a daughter, we knew they had a daughter in the movies, but what about this other one who was never mentioned?
Yeah. It's funny. It is funny.
I do hope we get another season. I actually quite like. No, it isn't.
Yeah, I think it's
season 3.
Oh,
pretty
great.
Sure.
You like this show?
It brings me warmth knowing that this show exists.
Because it wasn't even mentioned. What was it in our Chibi Godzilla episode when you're like, I'll be happy if it's just Chibi Godzilla and -1 movies. You didn't even mention Monarch.
I didn't mention Monarch. I would be sad to see Monarch go. As of May 2026, Monarch Legacy of Monsters has not been officially renewed for a 3rd season.
So we've just got the spin-off show.
There is a Young Leash or prequel series.
Yeah, so that's what's confirmed.
Here's what I hope they do.
Okay.
I hope they drop the Monarch name Legacy of Monsters. Give me Monarch the Basement, which is an X-File episodic style series.
If it just becomes X-Files,
I think they keep the Monarch name, but then switch it up. Switch up the subtitle for what they want to do.
But the problem with keeping it in the past is that you can't have like, they go and stop this monster that's attacking a city or an inhabited area. It's always just going to be in the middle of a jungle or in a desert or in the ocean. So maybe what we do is we just don't have a Monarch season 3 for 5 years. Then they come back and they're all aged a little bit and we get it set after Supernova. and it's Monster of the Week.
I'll do you one better. Kintaro goes to find Axis Mundi again. The entire crew jumps in, stays for 5 days, hops back out after the events of Supernova.
You're
and
right.
then they can do whatever they want.
You're right. We don't even need to
The
wait for them to
slate's
age.
clean.
You don't even need to wait for them to age. But they won't do that. That's what I was hoping to do this season.
Yeah,
There's
they
cool
won't do
time travel stuff they could do, but they're just going to do the bare minimum. We get a phone call. We get a face, but they can't hear or hear
It's
anything.
just knowing all the right stuff about Toho monsters and what they can use. Like, we're probably not going to see any, like, oh, Gigan's in the show. This kind of links in perfectly to what we're going to talk about after this episode in the post show about Godzilla.
Stay tuned. Godzilla Rulers of Earth. We're going to be talking about the comic for Patreon subscribers.
But one of the cool things about that comic is that IDW basically got a free pass to use any and every Godzilla monster.
Yeah.
And they use that pass.
Yeah.
And knowing that this show doesn't, or even Legendary doesn't really have the same liberties.
So they need to make Titan X and Muto. And
Titan X would be fine if they just named her.
Well,
give me an alien plot.
Micah, we got other monsters. We were introduced to the Stampede caterpillars.
Yay.
They're like little Radaban worm creature things.
If I have
do you see them rolling through the jungle after Tim?
If I have to live with one more Skull Island monster.
We never saw Vine Rat again. We only saw the one Vine Rat appearance. I was upset about that. I mean, we see a flashback. We see the Endopede in Axis Mundi.
Just give me an alien.
You saw a second of the Iron Dragon flying
Just give me
across?
a single alien.
There was that thing like pulling people up and trying to eat them on Skull Island.
Yeah.
Tim and May on Skull Island. They get up to some shenanigans.
Do they?
May comes up with this random plan where she like comes across Apex men and she's like, "Oh no, there's a big monkey. Oh, the big monkey stuff happening. Help me, please."
Actually, they're not Apex.
And
They're affiliated with Isabel
I don't even
Simmons.
know. Who even are they? They're just rogue
They're
agents.
funded. They're going through their grad program, and money's tight.
But she does like I'm stupid, big monkey kind of scheme, and then Tim comes in and like beats one of them up, jumps into the van.
The scene where Tim does like a quarterback, just shove into a guy.
And there's a moment when him and Keiko reunite, and Keiko needs to run off, and he turns back to Keiko, and Tim says, "Just be careful." And I still think there's hope.
He's the first person to call her, because let's be real, Tim is very Bill Randa.
He's very Bill Ryder.
The fact that when Keiko came back,
appreciates Monarch, he sees what they're
he
doing.
is the first person that she saw to address her by doctor
Yeah,
instead of just Keiko.
yeah.
He's got some respect there.
And there's kind of similar age, maybe? I think it would be.
Absolutely.
Like, get old Lee Shaw out of here.
no one likes him anymore. He's just wearing his goggles this entire season.
Tim and Keiko working at the same office, desk to desk each day.
We're going to get some like Beauty and the Beast Stockholm syndrome where their love is just going to flourish.
Don't call it Stockholm Syndrome.
But like in a good way.
Tim's not the Beast in this situation. He's better than the Beast. We also got
Monarch better than the Beast
Better than
coming
the Beast.
soon.
We also got a little, and this is one of my theories that was potentially right, is that Kentaro and May isn't going to be a thing, but maybe May and Kate? There was like a line where
I think it could be, yeah.
Kentaro was like, Kentaro tries to kiss her, and then she doesn't want any of that, and he's like, well, guess I'm the wrong Randa.
You always preferred her to me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then Isabel Simmons is just watching from her table behind him. I love how May and Kentaro don't like this bar and they get whiskey but specifically ask for it not to be blue. And then Isabel comes over and she's just got the whole like blue whiskey like.
Yeah, the entire shebang. I don't know why May and Kentaro are friends. He treats her so terribly.
They treat each other so no one talks.
He's just sad boy this entire season. And honestly, this is my other gripe. I'm kind of realizing now that I don't think he's a good actor. He is given not much to work with at all. I was watching the final scene where Kate is having to escape when the two Titans are above her, and even just her running is enthralling, and just her acting, her sense of dialogue, just everything that
I think
that actress does is incredible.
She's won awards for like what she did in Shogun.
Which I need to watch because she's just amazing. Any scene with Kentaro comes on, he's given nothing to work with. His clothes are baggy.
It's just him. His look.
It's his look. Whenever he gets angry, I feel like
I don't think he's given nothing to work with.
He's given nothing to work with, and he doesn't do much with what he's given.
The scene that would have really sold me on Kentaro would have been if he had been there when his dad passed away the episode 5.
Yeah.
But they just didn't even have any. He wasn't even there.
They tried to bring in a plot point where there's strife between Kate and him because
she caused him to die.
Kate was the child that was there and he wasn't.
Yeah.
But then he's just still sad all throughout. All I needed, Jasha, was one scene in the final episode where something causes him to snap and just like
go crazy.
I don't know, be real
supervillain.
Yeah. Punch Kate. Be so fed up with what's happening.
You killed my dad.
Punch Kate. Yeah.
I'm going to go get him back.
Yeah. And then in the season there, and he'll immediately be 10 times more of a compelling character.
Like twirls Isabel around, gives her a kiss. Like they go up in their secret lair. Like they're ready to be.
Yeah, there's a little rope hanging from the helicopter, and they grab that instead.
Hey. Somehow he has an eye patch, just ready to go.
But we're just left with him being sad boy, and the entire time being played by Isabella and thinking it's his own.
It's also.
Do you remember that little conversation they had on the little balcony, Isabella and him?
I don't want to.
And he's saying
stuff I just didn't like.
Why am I here? Why do you need me for the team? And she's saying, hey, you remember to the moon landing? Do you know why they chose Neil Armstrong? It's not because he was the best person for the job. It's because he was the right person from the job. Kentaro, your dad was Hiroshi. And that's why you're here.
That's why you're the right person, because your dad was a big deal. I just also do not believe...
Even she doesn't admit that there's anything going on for him.
I do not believe that Isabel and Kentaro are like villains. Like even her, she's not menacing.
I think she can be.
And Lee Shaw's trotting around the globe, like trying to figure out what their master plan is and following their steps and dealing with like criminals to try and find out what they did with him. I'm not believing Kentaro was sitting down with this criminal, like making deals and going to find Rodan.
Lee catches up to them. He's grabbing them both by the ear and putting them in the corner of the room with dunce hats on.
That's all he needs to do.
What do you think Kentaro and Isabel were chasing Rodan for?
Because they need to open up a rift.
And this is just the only other kaiju that they know of.
I should probably...
Because Kong's still there.
It was probably explained, but they need Titans to open up rifts? Or are there already existing rifts that just open when Titans are near them?
I think the Titans activate the rifts if they're nearby.
Yeah.
Like Titan X did. At the same time, you can just create them in some areas like Shaw did in that little canyon.
Because Kentaro probably doesn't need to team up with Isabel to open a rift. People are opening rifts left, right, and center.
I haven't seen Kentaro doing a single thing on his own.
Borrow Lee's kaiju phone. Or like just chill on Skull Island until Kong runs past where the rift is and then go through to grab your dad.
Mm.
It just seems so easy to open these rifts in this show.
Yeah. I don't know. I think because the other gripe thing, I also shout out May as well because I found her as a compelling actor as Kate this season.
Were her clothes too baggy or were they good?
Nah, just right.
Okay.
She does some good eye acting. Tim does too. But the other thing is I feel like the writing for this season, like we went through 10 episodes and I feel like even then nothing much actually happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, but you have all these characters going off on their own plots. None of them really feel super substantial.
I think it's my problem with like just TV. How TV shows seem to be structured nowadays. Because I'm watching Daredevil Born Again Season 2. It's the exact same thing. Like, it feels like nothing's happened, but it's been 8 episodes. This is 10 episodes, and it could have 100% just been a movie with a couple cool kaiju scenes. They go and find they go and find that little village where Titan X is. They follow Titan X to Australia. Then they go back to Skull Island, and there's a couple fight scenes. Done.
I think back to watching shows like Lost.
Yeah.
That also have a timey-wimey premise. And even just a single episode following our favorite Not Daniel Faraday. Who's the guy stuck in the vault? Stuck in the hatch.
Stuck in the hatch? Desmond.
A single episode with Desmond, with him on the phone doing timey-wimey stuff. They do so much with that. And I was just waiting for like Lee to go to, young Lee, Wyatt Russell Lee, to go to the little capsule and them to have a conversation where old Lee tells young Lee to carve something onto the metal to see if it shows up in the present.
Yeah.
But they don't explore that idea at all.
What if it was just an episode focused on them? What if it was just an episode from like we see the episode of old Lee talking to young Lee, but then the next episode is just young Lee stuck in Access Monday with the knowledge that he's talked to his older self, and he's like thinking about going and talking to Keiko and has a kaiju run, and like there's a lot of things that you can do, yeah, but they just don't do it.
And I'm not too sure why that is. If it's just they're wanting to not stray too far away from, hey, this is a show about monsters, and that's what people came here to watch.
Maybe I'm just watching just the wrong TV, but yeah, I'm struggling with getting into TV shows at the moment because it always feels like it's drawn out so much that it could have just been a movie, or it's too short that it doesn't explore all the things I wanted it to explore. It's like this weird in-between space that just doesn't work. Severance felt the same. The latest season of Severance, I just wanted a bit more from it, but it felt like nothing. But it also felt like nothing. I don't know.
Like shows had more episodes to work with and did far more with every individual episode. And it seems like so many shows nowadays have less episodes, but then subsequently do less with the episodes that they have.
There's also things like, and this is completely off base, but after watching Thunderbolts, I watched Marvel Zombies.
How's that? I forgot that came out.
It was kind of lame. It was just like What If. I really hate the What If animation style, and it was I didn't really like it. But it's a show, 4 episodes, 4 half-an-hour episodes. I just feel like, why didn't you just make this a movie?
Yeah,
I just don't understand
There's
what's
some
happening
money thing with it
to short form.
Maybe we just need to watch The Sopranos.
Is this our Sopranos era? We need to watch The Sopranos. We need to watch The Wire.
Watch The Wire.
I need to finally watch Breaking Bad.
I'll watch Avatar: The Last Airbender because just good TV.
I watched Cheers.
Hey, we can watch Cheers. Suits, maybe. Is that not?
I watched a bit of Suits. No, don't do it.
What was that one that Sawyer starred in? What's Sawyer doing nowadays?
Man, I used to know Lost like the back of my hand. I don't even know that guy's actor's name anymore. He was in a Mission Impossible movie for 5 seconds. And he's tried to be in a whole lot of shows, but I don't think any of them get renewed.
Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe I just need to go watch Fargo finally.
Fargo's good.
Maybe I will.
That's good. That's good TV right there. There was
guys, if you have any TV shows,
please recommend
us good TV shows.
Please.
Preferably pre-2015.
I liked Monarch, but please, some good TV. The only other thing that I wrote some notes down about was the flashback sequences with Keiko and Bill Randa. We do see them getting married on a whim.
Yes.
And then it is revealed, because we thought that Bill just forgot about Keiko and Keiko's son and went off to find Kong and went crazy looking for monsters. But there is a reveal that he actually was looking specifically for rifts through to Access Monday, and the whole reason he went to Skull Island wasn't for Kong, but it was to find a rift to Access Monday for Keiko.
Yeah, we get a cool little moment where they're saying their vows to each other, and Keiko gives him a really sweet vow, and he just can't think of anything to tell her. And so he's been going around the world chucking these little capsules into rifts.
Yeah.
That have his vows to her on.
It's very cute.
In the hopes that she'll find them. It's
very cute. And I think it just suffers, though, from trying to fit in with Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you watched that and saw John Goodman and were watching it
I really want to rewatch it now.
If you watched it with the knowledge, Bill Randa is going here to find a rift so he can send vows through to Keiko. I just don't know if that will hold up at all. Like, I feel like he is just truly interested in Kong, doesn't know anything about rifts, is only just discovering the Hollow Earth.
Give me a Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson reference in this movie. This show.
They went back to the site, that specific really cool set
all the
piece
skull crawlers
from Kong Skull Island with the it's the skulls of the dead Kongs.
Yeah.
Whether they have a big skull qualified, it's where
I love how Keiko takes one step in there, immediately finds Bill's camera.
it's where Bill dies in Skull Island. It's all the green mist with the Kong skeletons.
They use the same like color matching,
color grading
just for like a few scenes.
That was cool. I was like, this is
give me a needle drop and we're there. We're back.
Again, though, putting fire to my original season 1 theory, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, they could be in Access Monday. They could be jumping through. Why don't they join Monarch? Why doesn't our Monarch X-Files unit just be like
just all the pro tags of these movies?
Random pro tags from different
Give me
forgotten
Dan
pro
Stevens.
tags. Yeah.
Give me who's our co-host?
The co-host.
Who was our April Fool's
that we
co-host?
announced?
What's he doing?
Kyle Chandler.
Give me Kyle Chandler.
We've been killing it with our April Fool's posts, by the way. Every year, it's a last minute thing. I'm like, Micah, should we do an April Fool's post? People fall for it.
I haven't chatted with my real life friend Ethan in months, and I caught up with him the other day, and he's like, "What have you been up to? I saw that you left Podzilla for a bit," and I've had to like talk to 5 people separately, being like, "No, it was an April Fool's post."
We had family members reaching out to our parents, being like, "Is Micah okay? I saw he's leaving Podzilla. He's suffering from mental health." When people in the comments, all over Instagram, all over the Discord, thinking it was real. But this is just a last minute thing I do on a whim every year. Because we did, remember our first one, which was Toho's officially reached out to us to record a new commentary track, a like dubbed commentary track for Son of Godzilla.
Every single year that we do it, you bring up an idea and I say, no, it's too on the nose. It's too stupid. Why would we do that?
People are congratulating us for doing an official Toho commentary track. And then we say Kyle Chandler's joining us for our new season. And people 100% were like, whoa, that's a huge get. Kyle Chandler's becoming a Podzilla co-host. And then Mike is being replaced with AI, which I cannot confirm or deny. I could be talking to AI right now. But man, we're on a roll.
On a roll. Mike AI starts with a capital M.
Starts with a capital M.
Have you got much else to say about the show?
I've probably got some. How about you wrap it up? If you've got any final thoughts on a writing forward, and I'll have a look through my notes here.
My biggest thing is I just wish they had the room to, or I wish they just did take some bigger swings with ideas. I think you have a show that you have a lot of opportunity to dive into just the weird world of the monsters, because that's kind of what season 1 was as well. It was, here's all of these different monsters around the place. We're not focusing on the huge titans that we've seen a lot. We're focusing on all the other monsters set in this universe. And I feel like now there's so much room for them to just play around with the building blocks that they have, especially with Axis Mundi, which we haven't heard about in the movies. Is that right? I need to watch the MonsterVerse movies again, because we know about the Hollow Earth, and we thought the Hollow Earth is how monsters travel. But I think with the Monarch show, they go into the Hollow Earth, but then through the Hollow Earth, they go into Axis Mundi. Yeah, I'm thinking back to that one sequence in Godzilla vs. Kong where Kong like jumps down the huge tunnel. Yeah. But they're not going to Axis Mundi. They don't go to Axis Mundi. I think they've directed their own canon anyway. But I just wish that they took some bigger swings and, I don't know, had a lot more fun. You've got these giant monolithic organizations of Monarch and Apex, which, especially seeing some of the scenes of what Apex does in the movies, they like salvage the corpse of King Ghidorah. They're making Mechagodzilla in the background. In this show, they're purely just trying to mind control titans. Just a tech company wanting to literally just control monsters. Company. And Monarch, in the movies, they seem like this almost like blacklisted organization who only works in the shadows. And they're just on ships the entire time in this movie. It's all just bureaucracy. And I just wish we had more cohesion. More cohesion, more fun, interesting things going on. Even... Yep. Oh, who's the villain of King of the Monsters? It's the guy that was also in that Kong video game we played. He's in the game. Alan Jonah? Jonah Hill. Alan Jonah. Yeah, because he had 2 first names. Yeah. Like, have him give us an actual antagonist.
Yeah.
Rather than all these murky people.
Who are the antagonists for these last 2 seasons? It's now Isabel, who only showed up from episode 6.
And Kintaro, who couldn't hurt a fly.
And were they even a threat? They didn't even jump in to do anything while Kate and the crew were leading Titan X back.
If you think back to Kintaro's big twist moment, it's when they're both on the beach with him and Kate, and then he just walks away as all the Apex Monarch who knows soldiers come in, and he doesn't seem expressive at all.
It's also, none of these problems matter. Like the big Kate and Kintaro thing, he tells her, I think that he's wanting to get his dad back.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you can't do that. That's wrong. Like, why can't he do that? They know that you can time travel through Axis Mundi and you can affect things and it changes the present. Why can't you just get your dad back? Why is it this bad, evil thing?
Not even that. I feel like all problems in this show would be solved if they just, characters went to get a cup of coffee together and talked.
Yeah.
We have a scene when Kintaro comes back onto the Monarch ship and May's there after he goes to Thailand. And they talk for 30 seconds and then he pushes her away. Chat for 5 minutes, guys. Talk about your Thailand trip. Talk about how you learned judo or whatever, karate, whatever it was.
Show us that in the show. Like, that's what makes characters interesting, not just them getting angry in 30 seconds and leaving each other.
And we only get conversations that are relevant to the plot and nothing that actually builds up these characters now. I can't tell you any characteristics of Kintaro. What's Kate's personality, Jasha?
She just loves Titans, man. She's scared of them, but she loves them.
She had one scene where she's locked in a bunker and she has to burn some steel wool and bring out her teacher knowledge. And for a second I was like, this is wild, but it is the only characteristic we've gotten of her past occupation we've seen in the show. I don't know. Look, if I'm talking about how the amount of times that May ends up returning back to Apex.
Oh, how many double agents she is?
She goes to Monarch and then has to return to Apex again.
Yeah.
I think she's going 3 times. I think
triple agent.
Starts off in Monarch, goes to Apex, comes back to Monarch, goes to Apex again, comes back to Monarch. I think she's going to end up back at Apex.
Switches sides 3 times out of a potential 5 times?
Out of a potential of 5 times, because 5 would just be too much. 6 would be too much.
I think we've been through all my notes. The only other thing I had was there were so many times during the fight sequences, during intense moments, it was specifically, I think, during the Titan X Kong fight at the end, when a bit of music would start playing, a bit of the soundtrack, and it would go, dun, dun,
Jurassic Park?
Dun, and this is me being like, I'm so ready. Dun, 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 dun. And I was like, man, it was like making me feel excited and nostalgic for the show. But then it would always be dun, 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 dun. Always like very slowly. Dun, dun. It would always morph into the Monarch theme, and it got me so excited so many times. But
that'd be such an interesting thing for media to do, is to play music that evokes the feeling of another franchise.
It was working for me. But I think if I was May, I think I'd be switching back and forth 3 times out of 5 as well. A triple agent. Because I think I like this less than the first season overall. Again, my favorite parts of the show is the old school crew back in the past discovering these things for the first time. And the stuff that really frustrates me is the present day character dynamics and how confined to not doing anything huge it feels. Like they never take the plot massive, they never take big swings because they're just trying to keep it so small and contained and separate from the other monsterverse. That just frustrates me. And I really would just love them to give us an uninterrupted kaiju fight. Give me a 2-minute uninterrupted kaiju fight and I'll be all for it. But
it's just kind of the initial premise of the show is that you have these 3 characters, the modern day young'uns, separated by having separate families with the same father. The nature of who they are is that they're just normal people without anything super special about them. And that's why everybody's hunting them down. May is the most skilled out of the three because she does a lot of work with tech, which she gets to flaunt a little bit. But the other two, Kate's strong enough to lead. Kentaro is just a normal dude. You have this core cast of characters, and most of them are just regular people. Like even Tim, he's funny. He's a cool guy. He's just
and it's funny because the Kurt Russell Lee Shaw stuff in the present day, I didn't even get excited about that. Like him just
in season 1, we were excited about that.
But him flying to random places and finding some tech and meeting up with people and going rogue. I think I'm only interested in him because of the flashback stuff with Wyatt. And that's why I like Keiko as well, because we see like Lee and Keiko hooked up and then he left, but then she drew him back to her. And then she has a complicated relationship with Bill and thought that he'd left her, but he was actually searching for her the whole time. Like that stuff's what makes her interesting in the present. And when Lee's dealing with the present day relationship with her, that's what's interesting. But any of just the typical 90% of the show, them chasing around Titans and Apex going after Monarch and then switching sides and going rogue and going behind each other's backs, you could cut it.
It's interesting because that stuff was more compelling in season 1, and I really want to go back to season 1 now because I feel like I remember that. Because there are so many cool sequences in that one of them like having to set off like the Titan alert in huge cities with all of them. Them going into the little village that Lee Shaw was like being kept at as an older folk to try and keep him sedated. Like, and the second one just didn't take any huge big swings, I feel.
Yeah. There's a bit of a tease for the whole runtime.
It's a show that I've got gripes with and very happily air them because it has a lot of potential and I want to see it done well.
And it's very watchable and it's well put together, but I just wish it was a bit different.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan. I'm still
very sad if this doesn't get a season 3.
Yeah. I still think you should 100% check out Monarch if you haven't already. I believe you can get a free trial on Apple TV Plus for a month. Worth doing now. The whole show's out. You can binge all of Monarch. Let us know what you thought of it. Next episode, Micah, for our final official episode of the season. This is big.
Oh, yeah.
We're covering the Always Sunset on 3rd Street trilogy. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, this is Takashi Yamazaki's.
It's his first connection with Godzilla.
His entry into the Godzilla franchise.
It's one of his beloved trilogies. Do you know anything about the plot?
Nope, except that in the 3rd movie,
yep,
Godzilla shows up in a
second
movie. Godzilla shows up in a dream sequence in his minus Goji form.
Yeah, so we're not just watching it for the probably 5-second Godzilla sequence, but also just to watch more of Takashi Yamazaki's work before he comes out with Godzilla -1 and then Godzilla -1, Godzilla -0, and then the other robot kaiju movie he's making. Just thought it'd be fun to go back to his roots.
Yeah, Marvel's having conversations with him. I feel like we're going to see a lot from him as a director in the coming years.
Yeah, but the synopsis for the trilogy is: Always Sunset on 3rd Street is a beloved Japanese film trilogy written and directed by Takashi Yamazaki based on a manga by Ryohei Saigen. The series is set in the 3rd Street neighborhood of post-war Tokyo, chronicling the interconnected lives of residents, including auto repair shop owner Suzuki, struggling novelist Chigawa, and a young orphan named Junosuke, through themes of nostalgia, community, and personal growth.
Dude, I need some personal growth.
Are you ready for 3 movies?
I'm actually so stoked.
That you need to watch in 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's fine.
You got time.
I've got time to do it.
Micah, based on a manga, you going to read the manga?
That's something that we as Drake Brothers would do, and I'm not going to do it.
Based in post-war Japan, like Tokyo, post-war Tokyo, very much similar vibes.
I don't even know the genre of what these movies are going to be.
I don't know either. We're in for a trip.
Should we also talk about the rest of the season? What's going to happen from here on out?
Let's save it for next episode.
Okay, save it for next episode.
You can tease it. Do you want to tease something?
Guys, we're going to be slowing down a little bit.
We're going to be slowing down a little bit, but we have some fun ideas.
We've got some fun ideas. Just as fun as Zook's prosthetics.
They look bad.
His old man prosthetics and his weird Aussie hybrid accent.
Yeah, we're going to be slowing down a little bit after the season, but we've got some fun ideas for other bits and pieces we'll be doing. So stay tuned and tune in next episode for that. Again, we are going to be having a bonus episode at some point. You'll learn more about that in the next couple of weeks. We have been assembling monster teams over the last season.
Yeah, we have.
With the intent to battle them against one another. So that's going to be an interactive episode that you can vote on. So stay tuned. We're going to be posting some information about that in the next few weeks. And then, make sure to watch the Always Sunset on 3rd Street trilogy and write in your thoughts to podzillapod@gmail.com. Also, if you stick around, and if you're a patron, we're going to be talking about Godzilla Rulers of Earth, the first half. We're doing the Monarch Legacy of Monsters special. We're going to be talking about Godzilla Rulers of Earth issues 1 through 12, just for Patreon supporters.
Volumes 1 through 3.
Volumes 1 through 3.
Out of a total of 6 volumes and a total of potentially 24 issues?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So stay tuned or support us at patreon.com/Podzilla. And until next episode, we'll see you in the Discord.
Can I hear your best Lee Shaw impression? Old, please.
He's just doing Kurt Russell.
Can you give me a Kurt Russell?
I don't have a Kurt Russell.
Zook, you and me go way back, and I didn't want that. Zook, you and I've got a lot of work to do. Oh, you got to get a little bit of that draw in there, Zook. Come on,
that's a
Bill.
good like Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell.
What's a quote of his in Big Trouble?
Honey, I never drive faster than I can see. I can't even remember. It's all in the reflexes. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
I never drive faster than I can see, Zook.
It's pretty good.
Is that the line? I can never drive faster than I see?
That line does not make sense. I love Big Trouble in Little China. Please, I love that movie. Trust me.
Bring back the days of you wearing his shirt from Big Trouble Little China.
Do you remember that I had that tank top? Dude.
Was it a tank top?
It was a tank top.
Man, Jay needs to rock the tank top.
I probably still have that somewhere. I never wore it out.
I've got back into tank tops. Back into tank tops now.
You wear them right now?
I'm wearing one right now.
Dude, they look good on you.
Thank you.
And the chain?
Guys.
Oh. And the rings?
I don't have any rings on.
Oh.
You could say anything and people would believe you. Micah is in a tank top and a chain.
And the high heels?
The Hiver's vest.
The Hiver's vest?